Blockchain briefing, April 4, 2026. Payment giants adjust strategy. MasterCard may consider spinning off real payment unit. MasterCard, MA, is reportedly evaluating the sale or spin-off of certain payment-related businesses while shifting its focus towards stablecoins and blockchain infrastructure. This reflects a migration of value capture by traditional payment institutions from single payment processing to supporting stablecoin settlement and on-chain foundational capabilities. Institutions and capital continue betting on blockchain infrastructure. Bullish outlook for BLCN. BLCN, Nasdaq, BLCN, is highlighted as a primary vehicle for investing in blockchain technology. Market signals indicate that, beyond the application layer, investors remain focused on opportunities surrounding on-chain infrastructure, development, and ecosystem building. RWA acceleration. France's Lease prepares for Europe's first on-chain IPO. A key milestone has emerged in the real-world asset, RWA, sector. Lease, a French tokenized securities trading platform, is preparing to launch the first on-chain IPO in Europe. This signifies the transition of tokenized securities from concept to verifiable capital market practice, further driving exploration into compliance, liquidity, and issuance efficiency. Stablecoin settlement migrates on-chain. SBI's B2C2 shifts to blockchain for institutional settlement. Solana-related updates show that B2C2, under SBI, is pivoting its business focus toward blockchain to provide cutting-edge support for institutional-grade stablecoin settlement. This reinforces the stablecoin on-chain settlement institutional demand roadmap, demonstrating that stablecoin infrastructure is moving from pilot phases to large-scale adoption. Summary judgment. Current data points to three main themes: traditional payment giants accelerating their layout in stablecoins and infrastructure, RWA tokenization entering practical capital market operations, European on-chain IPO, and the deepening of institutional stablecoin settlement on-chain, centered around the Solana ecosystem. The overall trend shows blockchain transitioning from technical exploration to the infrastructure and compliant asset trading phase. Ethereum briefing, April 4, 2026. This edition focuses on three main themes: rising mid to long-term price expectations, the accelerated implementation of scaling and ecosystem synergy, and the continuous migration of institutions and enterprises to the application layer. Market outlook. Bullish narrative continues with 2030 targets. Analysts suggest Ethereum could challenge the $22,000 price range around 2030. The core logic centers on long-term supply-demand improvements, enhanced value capture from ecosystem expansion, and expected usage growth as L2/scaling roadmaps mature. While these high target prices drive market sentiment, they also remind investors to monitor implementation paths and volatility risks. Infrastructure, new rollup framework and economic zone synergy. Gnosis and Zisk announced a rollup framework called the Ethereum Economic Zone, which will receive co-funding from the Ethereum Foundation. This development aims to align the rollup ecosystem with capital/incentive mechanisms systematically and strengthen coordination efficiency across Ethereum's scaling roadmap. Industry dynamics. Enterprises double down on Ethereum and AI infrastructure. Bit Digital reported revenue growth in 2025 alongside a strategic pivot toward Ethereum and AI infrastructure. For Ethereum, such enterprise-level investment typically signals broader use cases, stronger industry endorsement, and sustained long-term demand. Weekly highlights: mitigating fragmentation and DeFi iteration. The ecosystem is simultaneously advancing scaling experience and application iteration. Ethereum aims to alleviate Layer 2 fragmentation, shifting focus from adding scale to improving interoperability. Meanwhile, Aave v4 has officially launched, continuing the iteration of DeFi infrastructure. Conversely, the closure of Gmail and Magic Eden Wallet serves as a reminder that the ecosystem is still undergoing restructuring. Risk and counter-narratives: should one abandon Ethereum? Some discussions have emerged regarding whether to forget Ethereum and buy other cryptocurrencies. Such views reflect rising competition from alternative chains. Investors should view this as a reminder to evaluate the competitive landscape of alternative solutions regarding performance and capital flow while maintaining a bullish primary thesis on Ethereum. Bitcoin, BTC, briefing, April 4, 2026. Key price level, testing $66,000 support. Bitcoin retraced to approximately $66,000 in early April, sparking discussions on what happens if 66K support breaks. This level is a short-term bellwether. A breakdown could trigger further weakness in sentiment and liquidity outflows, while holding it suggests the correction may be ending. Upside outlook, targets as high as $240,000. Contrasting forecasts suggest strong upside potential with long-term targets reaching $240,000. These high targets correspond to long-term supply-demand shifts, though the immediate focus remains on price stability near $66,000. Industry dynamics, Riot Platform's balance of liquidity and production. In Q1 2026, Riot Platforms sold 3,778 BTC, approximate $289.5 million, while producing 1,473 BTC through mining. This reflects a cash-out and operational balance strategy used by miners to hedge risks while maintaining production for long-term accumulation. Macro and geopolitical risks, Iran negotiations impact sentiment. Macro narratives continue to influence BTC. Statements regarding U.S. negotiations with a new Iranian regime and threats to energy infrastructure have indirect effects on crypto assets via risk appetite and inflation hedging expectations. Solana briefing, April 4, 2026. Security incident, major hack on DeFi platform. Hackers reportedly stole approximately $280 million from the Solana-based DeFi platform Drift. This highlights the significant security pressures Solana faces during rapid expansion. Market performance, retracement amid external uncertainty. Despite support from payment and AI narratives, SOL has trended downward. Reports indicate that geopolitical turmoil is outweighing positive ecosystem news in the short term. Valuation trends, 40% drawdown sparks bottoming discussions. Major assets, including BTC, ETH, and SOL, have seen drawdowns exceeding 40% from recent peaks. In this weak risk appetite environment, the market is intensely debating whether a bottom has formed. Institutional layout, Galaxy Digital launches Solana staking. Galaxy Digital has launched Solana staking on its Galaxy One platform, signaling enhanced institutional capital and compliant custody capabilities for the ecosystem. Technical outlook, testing quantum resistance. Solana has begun testing defenses against quantum computing threats, noting that stronger security may result in slower performance. This reflects forward-looking investment in long-term network security. Satoshi Nakamoto, Cultural Icons and Security Warnings, April 4, 2026. Pop culture, Vans collaboration. The Lucky Charms Satoshi Nakamoto X Vans era release brings Satoshi-related imagery into mainstream consumer culture, reinforcing the early Bitcoin narrative. On-chain concentration. Arkham's top 100 holders list remains a focus for observing asset concentration and potential liquidity shifts among whales. Community milestone, Hal Finney anniversary. Users are celebrating the 17th anniversary of Hal Finney's early Bitcoin posts, a key historical reference for the community. Quantum risk, Satoshi's early warnings. Discussions regarding quantum threats to Bitcoin have resurfaced. Media outlets noted that Satoshi warned of quantum risks as early as 2010, emphasizing the need for long-term cryptographic upgrades. Vitalik Buterin briefing, April 4, 2026. Vitalik Buterin is currently focused on two main fronts: AI privacy and security and crypto ecosystem governance. Private and secure local AI, Vitalik is promoting a shift from cloud-based AI to desktop-based solutions to minimize data exposure risks for sensitive crypto transactions. Ecosystem governance, he reportedly initiated a memecoin cleanup around April 1, reflecting his ongoing focus on market order and debubbling the community environment. Influence, Vitalik ranked 1 on the 2026 Top 101 list, underscoring his role as a leading technical architect and thought leader. Changpeng Zhao, CZ, updates, April 4, 2026. Binance vs Solana memecoin strategy. CZ clarified that differences in memecoin operations between chains are a result of varying ecosystem capabilities and incentive mechanisms rather than direct, homogenized competition. Legal turning point. Reports suggest a potential pardon for CZ, significantly raising market expectations for his future involvement in the industry and regulatory shifts. Quantum fear. CZ publicly stated there is no need for over-panic regarding quantum computing, as protocol upgrades can mitigate these risks. Brian Armstrong and Coinbase Dynamics, April 4, 2026. National Trust Company status. Coinbase has received conditional permission to operate as a national trust company, clearing the path for expanded financial services under a regulatory framework. Base app goal. Armstrong signaled a push for the Base app to reach 1 billion crypto users, focusing on ecosystem scale as a core competency. Institutional shift. Analysts suggest 2026 will be the year of institutional dominance as regulatory clarity, such as the Clarity Act, unlocks institutional demand. XRPL security. The deployment of post-quantum MLDSA signatures on XRPL aligns with the higher security standards required for institutionalization. Gavin Wood and Polkadot, DoD, briefing, April 4, 2026. Market dynamics. Reports show Polkadot, DoD, trading at approximately $1.24, a roughly 97% drop from its all-time high, ADH. This indicates a period of deep adjustment and high volatility risk. Gavin Wood context. Current search results for Gavin Wood are largely aggregated around image pages, max preps, with limited direct new commentary on Polkadot/Ethereum in this specific dataset. Joseph Lubin and Ethereum Ecosystem, April 4, 2026. 100x growth prediction. Lubin expressed extreme optimism, suggesting ETH could see a 100x price surge, reinforcing long-term confidence in the Ethereum narrative. DeFi versus Bitcoin. Lubin defended DeFi security while suggesting Bitcoin is entering a crisis phase, attempting to shift the focus toward the resilience of Ethereum's financial infrastructure. Governance. The team is pushing the economic zone plan to fix rollup-related execution issues and complexity. Jihan Wu and BitDeer, April 4, 2026. BitDeer, Nasdaq, BTDR, is gaining market attention for its bold pivot to AI. The company plans to build a 180 megawatts AI data center in Norway, the country's largest, utilizing NVIDIA's Vera Rubin architecture. Investors have reacted positively, driving a significant increase in BitDeer's stock price. Nick Szabo and Andreas M. Antonopoulos, April 4, 2026. Nick Szabo remains a central figure in discussions regarding Bitcoin's origins. Meanwhile, financial products like Morgan Stanley's Bitcoin ETF, MSBT, have officially listed quantum computing as an emerging risk factor. Andreas M. Antonopoulos continues to influence the industry through his Internet of Money framework. He recently criticized unhealthy Bitcoin maximalism, advocating for ecosystem diversity and a constructive approach to industry growth.